Our speaker for today is a real estate celebrity. Okay, she is one of the most successful broker in the Philippines, a board top notcher, a consistent speaker on leadership, and mentored thousands of Filipino homes millionaires. She is a team leader of the number one team in Filipino homes, Team A, who made a record-breaking 23 billion sales in her career. Ladies and gentlemen, the one that will discuss the leadership of Filipino homes, Boss Azela Honor. Can you please give a round of applause?
Good
Welcome, boss.
good morning, everyone.
Azela.
Good morning, Boston. So, what I am tasked to present this morning is about the leadership and management skills in real estate. We are actually very lucky to be in Filipino homes because brokers and agents alike have the equal opportunity to grow. We can become a leader one day in our career if we chose to, with a proper mind setting, with a proper um, knowledge, with a proper training. We can become one of the most effective and the most successful leaders in the real estate industry. And today, let me show you how I did what I did in order for the team to be as successful as it is right now. Just like what Boston has mentioned earlier, we already hit a record-breaking 23 billion in sales for the team. And personally, I already have more than 1 billion of personal sales. So it's so exciting. I am so excited to share this to you because I really want you also to succeed in real estate. Real estate is a very big industry. We can all become successful. So let's just do our best to continue learning, to continue improving, and to continue stepping up the real estate ladder. Right. So this is the real estate leadership and management skills. So leadership is actually a calling. Leadership is an action that we take. It is not the position that you have right now. You can be a promoted leader, you can be a appointed leader, but how is your action in relation to your position? Are you really a leader? Can your members consider you a leader? So, to our new members also, we would like you to really remember these things because someday you are going to become a leader and they want you to be a very effective leader in that sense. So, look at this one. This is the pyramid of effective leaders, and this is what I am using in my team. This is what I was practicing for the past 10 years. So, I get the inspiration from the pyramid because the pyramid is the strongest structure there is because of its shape, its foundation, and the support. So here in the leadership pyramid, you can see that the topmost is the mind setting. It will all start in the mind. Just what they are saying, what the mind can conceive, you believe, you pray for it, you work hard for it, you will get it. You will get it with the right support, with the right system, with the right attitude. You're going to get it. And then skill set. These are the skill set that will make the culture, that will create the tone for the team that you're going to handle. And lastly, this is the base support, which is the very big support to stabilize your team. This is the core values, the principles that you are applying to your team as a team leader. Because in one way or the other, every now and then, you will going to be challenged with some instances, with problems, with difficulties, and these principles will get you through them and will get you through it in the right way. Okay? So, in comparison to the inverted pyramid, if your leadership is in this inverted pyramid, your mind setting is big, your skill set is a little, smaller than what your mind conceive, your effort is a little bit smaller, and your value is poor. So what happens? What happens to this kind of leadership? This kind of leadership is imbalance. One day you will fall because this leadership is not as stable as the pyramid. The inverted pyramid is not effective way of leadership. So this is the mindset of push and push and push and push without support, without values. All right? So I hope you're getting
Leng,
this.
gihatag na mo yawin niya. Sabi na kung gikuha na niya yung mga kuhan.
All right. So moving forward, the first of this is the
Wala
mindset.
man. Dito may ko pag last 3 days ago, katong gingnan ako sa checklist. Ako namang gihatag siya checklist. Gingnan ako siya humana ni karong wika.
Busto.
Kay kapoy kay magsig sugod. Di pa na ka na-install sugod. Dili sugod niya. Wala manuman.
All right.
Sige lang, ako lang siyang atuon karon nagkahuman dito. Nag-host ko
Moving forward.
sa training.
Moving forward, Buston, paki-off sa imong mic, please. Okay, so moving forward, our first of the tip of the pyramid should be your mindset. So what really is the mindset of an effective leader? So it will all start in the mind. You have to envision yourself. You have to see yourself as a leader and an effective leader at that. So how are you going to make it? You have to change your mind. You know, that mind is so powerful. It can really move mountains. So your mind should have this growing mindset. You want to grow. You want to evolve. You want to develop. You want to level up. You want to step up to the next ladder. And you have to have that goal. That goal, the commitment, the drive, and the initiative. How are you going to make it? You have to change your mind. If your mind right now is just waiting for others to tell you what to do, no, you have to change. If you want to be a leader, change the wirings of your mind. Develop a leader's mindset. That's what I'm saying. You have to start with your mind. So the mind is very powerful. Your wirings, you have to reset that. You have to develop and train your mind to think about the goal, to think about the leadership that you want to become, and to stay positive and focus on that. You have to bring the best of yourself so that you can achieve that. So always start with your mind. Always start with your mindset, because efforts will follow. The wirings of your mind should be growth, focus, optimistic, and goal-oriented. So as leaders, you have to have this kind of mindset. Always remember the growth mindset, focus, optimistic, and goal-oriented. There are a lot of leaders who think that they already know everything. And if you are going to do that, you will stop from moving. You will be stuck. You will not level up because you think you are already all-knowing. So you have to grow, and you have to acknowledge that you are still a work in progress. No matter how big your achievements is, you are still a work in progress. Everyone is a work in progress. No one is perfect. And so if you want to become the leader that you want to be one day, you have to be open for all types of learnings. From all the people that you meet every day, you can actually learn something. So this is how the growth looks like. How was your performance for the past 3 years? Did you level up? Did you grow? Did you step up? Or did you stand still? Were you in the same position? Were you in the same productivity? Were you in the same number of people? if you are already handling a team, is your team growing? The number of people that you are handling, that you are managing, the sales productivity, the activities that you are doing, is it growing? Is it evolving? Are you moving up? That's the question that you need to answer. Because if you want to be a leader, you have to always endeavor to grow. That's the mindset. And the mindset of growth comes, it's a product of self awareness. You are aware that you are in this level and that you need to grow and go up to this level and up and up. So that's the mindset. Self awareness. Do you know yourself well? Do you know yourself well enough that you know where you are right now and where you are going? So that's the growth mindset of a leader. And to stay focused. Stay focused and keep yourself away from distraction and procrastination. This is so challenging, and I think this is so, especially right now, so challenging, especially right now, that when we experience this crisis, this is an unprecedented event. We did not see this coming. We were not prepared for this, and everyone just shut down. It is but normal for us to step back and see what's going around. What is this crisis? Understand the crisis. Understand how the people respond. How do we respond? And how can we pick up ourselves and our team from this crisis? So we have experienced this by, I think, in the mid of March when the ECQ started. So everyone just shut down. Everyone just stepped back. And then we spent 2 weeks observing, understanding the situation, and thinking how we can swivel back, how we can how we can conquer this kind of crisis. So how did we do it? Why are we still producing right now? Because your leaders think of ways how to get out of that crisis, how to pull our members away from that frustration, away from the fear, away from the so much confusion there is. So what we did, we show them that as a real estate practitioner, most of us have earned a lot. Most of us have the capacity to respond to the crisis, to respond in terms of helping people, helping our neighbors, helping a community, helping the frontliners. This is how we responded to the situation after a few weeks of studying and understanding what's going in around us and around our community and the whole world in general. So we need to understand, as a leader, you just don't shut shut your world around, others just close their businesses, close the real estate office, and then wait when this will be lifted and when the crisis is over. No, as a leader, you need to lead your team not just in good times but also in bad times. So by responding on the situation, the team understands that we can do something. The people understands that we did something. The community appreciates that as an industry, we are doing also our part in the community. Okay? And that opens up to an opportunity for us to reopen our business. That's the focus. You don't just go and shut down and let the agents become disengaged, out focused, and enthusiastic and fearful. You have to lead, especially in times like this. I salute Boss Anthony, because while everyone else shut down their offices, Boston managed to evolve. While everyone else cut costs, Boston continued to increase his cost in order for us to not dwell on the normal that we used to have, that we used to do, but he innovate in order for us to still do the business, in order for everyone to still continue our means of living. And we really appreciate that. We really appreciate these platforms that was developed because of this crisis. It just shows how the leadership, how strong the leadership, how brilliant, how enthusiastic, and how focused he is in his mission to lead us all in this industry. So next is to remain optimistic and think about the possibility, not the impossible. You say impossible is just a word, impossible. So the word possible is says that I'm possible. So impossible, it is saying that it is still possible no matter where we are right now. So as a leader, you need to know that, you need to believe in that, and you need to practice that so that your members also will see possibility in you, will be encouraged to do things in a much optimistic and a much brighter way of dealing things. So goal. People generally follow people with clear goals. So what are the goals that you set in your team? What do you really want to achieve as a person, as a practitioner in real estate, as a team leader? Have you set your goals? And there are short-term goals and, of course, long-term goals. You have to clearly transpire it to your team. You tell them that what's the goal of the team. And always remember that it has to be always with the team. You have to communicate that. If you are handling a team, it's not about you, it's not about I, it is always about we. Inclusive way of leadership. So you have to include everyone. You have to ask for their opinions. You have to know their strength, and you have to reinforce if they have this weakness. You have to really know everyone in the team so that you know their pain points, you know the strength, you know how the team can work together harmoniously with cooperation and with the same goals, because you have understand them. And this goal you can always set together with your team. As a leader, you just don't set a goal and do not tell that to your team. You have to tell them what the goal is. Okay, so the next in the pyramid is the skills set. The skill set is the culture, the tone of the team. What do you do in the team? This is how you scale your big business. This is how you magnify your business. This is how you make your business grow big. And this is how you empower your business partner. So the skills set that is being practiced in the team. So as a leader, you just don't tell them that they should have this skill set. You also should know these skills. You should develop these skills, and you should also master these skills. And these are not new skills. These are skills that is being taught to us for so many years. So say, for example, these are the basic skills that you need to know, you need to practice as a leader so that you can influence your members to also develop this kind of skills. So the digital marketing skills, we all know that we are practicing real estate in the digital world. We are practicing real estate more online than offline. So we develop the platform to sell in Facebook, in our page, in the marketplace, in the ads, in our Instagram, in our YouTube. We have developed a system to organize our business profiles in Facebook. And you, as the team leader, is required, is expected to train the members in order to become a digital marketing savvy also. Skills is best shared. Skills can be passed on to the next people. You have to train them. You have to let them know. You have to get them to involve in these dynamics, in these activities. So you have to keep the team going. They have to understand what's going on. Why are you making YouTube? Why are you making Instagram? Why are you making page bearing your name? What is this for? You, as a leader, you have to properly and clearly communicate that to them. What's the purpose of that? What's the goal? So this is just an example of the skills that we as a leader should be a master of. And we as a leader is expected to train our members to also have the skills. Another one is the people skills. I think this is very important if you are handling a team. The interpersonal skills will allow you to interact well with your clients, with your customers, with your co-workers, with the management, with the company, and with all the people around us. So you see, people skills is very important in managing and in leadership. People skills is the ability to understand each and everyone in the team. Interpersonal skills. The people skills will keep the team intact. They will know that they are welcome, that they are part of this team, because you as a leader know how to handle people. The influence is actually better than authority in handling team. You influence people to do this. You influence people to believe things. Authoritative kind of leadership is much more applicable in the corporate world, in the management position, where is it's a career and you impose something. In our industry, it is more on influence than impose. So it's more on influence rather than authority. So this kind of people skills we should develop in order for us to grow our team, to grow our clients, to grow our customers, and to develop good relationship with the people around us, with the developers, with the management, with the company, with other teams, with our cool Filipino homes practitioners, no, the real estate practitioners in general, and the people in our community. So that's people skills. You'll never know actually who you will become a business partner and who will become your client. So always have the people skills with you. The networking skills. So the networking skills is your ability to connect, collaborate, work with people of the same interest for you to succeed in this business. So your networking skills will give you connections, will give you people who along the way can help you in one way or another, or you can help them in one way or another. That's why we attend trainings, we attend realtors convention in the US to connect with other real estate practitioners. That's why we expose ourselves to conference, to events, Filipino Homes events, which involves everyone nationwide, so that We can collaborate, work with, and know someone in other cities practicing the same field as us. So networking skills is actually one of the best skills of the businessman whom you know. You really have to expand your network. That's it. If you want to grow your network, if you want to grow your clients, you have to have that networking skills. And always remember, your network is your net worth, be it the network of your clients or the network of your team. That's where you get your listings. That's where you get your team sales. That's where you get your personal sales. So it's a network. We all have different networks. Networks of business partners, networks of referrers, networks of warm clients, network of cold clients. So you have to communicate with them constantly and consistently in order for us and for you to have consistent business. So networking skills, you have to develop that. Collaborative skills. So this is this is the skill that you need to develop as a culture in the team, to collaborate with each other, to communicate with each other, to work with harmoniously, to deliver their piece, their mind, their opinion without hurting other members. So we have to practice teamwork in order to succeed in this business. So you create an action plan, you plan together harmoniously to increase your momentum and to efficiently work together, collaborate with each other. You know, if we're talking about teamwork, we're talking about collaboration, we're talking about cooperation, we're talking about communication, and we're talking about strong support. And that strong support only develops if you also develop the skill set that you need in order to have the strong framework in your team. The framework based in the triangle that I have shown you earlier, it has to be very strong so that your team doesn't fall easily. Your team doesn't experience imbalance easily because the foundation is very strong. So these are the things that you need to develop. I know that there are team members who are strong in terms of sales. There are also team members who are not so strong in terms of sales, but you have to see beyond that. You have to see their strength beyond the sales. You have to see their contribution beyond the sale. Maybe they do not sell much, but maybe they are the glue that keeps the group intact. May they are that someone who responses happily, who help cheerfully other members of the team. So you do not segregate the performer from the non so performer. Create a culture of fairness. Create a culture that everyone is welcome. Be it a super seller or a non super seller, you have to see the strength in each and in each member of your team, and you have to develop also if you can see members who need help, who are weak in some areas, and you can help, you can encourage, you can coach that member, you can mentor that member. You do your best to reach out, you do your best to empower, you do your best to strengthen that member, because they are loyal to you, they are still there after many years of not being so productive. They love you, they love your company, they love your team, and you have to love them back by welcoming them, by making them feel that they are included in the team, that they are a part of your team. Okay, so effective communication. Effective communication is the way you communicate, the way you say things, the way you write things, your message should always be clear, complete, correct, courteous, and coherent. And communication also expects us, demands us to be an active listener to our members. Know where they are coming from, know what are their pain points, know what are their concerns, know what keeps them going, know what inspires them, know what motivates them, know their dreams, empower them through effective communication. I always tell this to the team, to my team, that effective communication is when you say something and they respond. When you say something and they respond. So if you're just posting things there and there is no response, you're like a robot, just giving information and you're not getting response from them. Did they understand it? Did they read it? Did they read it? Maybe not. Maybe you are posting something very valuable, but then they did not recognize it because you did not explain. That's not an effective way of communication. The effective way of communication is when you get a response. And if the response is negative or positive, that's how it is. That's effective communication. You know that they understand, and you know that they have concerns, and you know that they are inspired or what, and you know how to best respond to it. The best way to respond is to know, and the best way to know is to ask for feedback, ask for a response, what they think, um, what they perceive things, how they perceive things. Do they perceive things the way you do? Maybe you are looking at things on a different perspective, and maybe they are on the different side of things. That's not effective communication. So whether you write or you say things, you have to be clear, and you have to organize your thoughts in a way that they can understand. So effective leaders communicate effectively to their team, and that should be consistent, and that should be a constant way to us to always communicate with our team every day. Okay, so public speaking skills. This perhaps is the most difficult one. I myself having difficulty in public speaking, of course, but public speaking is not how you speak your English, how you pronounce words, how your diction, how you say things. So public speaking is a skill to confidently and articulately speak in front of a group of audience, meaning to say what you want to say, you can say it. Maybe in a simple way, maybe not in a more profound way of saying things, but it has to be compelling. You have to be understood by your audience. Public speaking skills is a skill that we can all develop. I know it's quite hard. It's quite hard to master public speaking skills, but if you want to be a leader, if you want to be an effective leader, a leader that can do a lot of things, you also have to slowly practice improving public speaking skills. In my experience, the first 3 minutes of the public speaking, the first 3 minutes in public, the first 3 minutes on stage is the 3 minutes that will determine either you can make it or you can, because each and every one of us have this stage fright. We have this fright, this tantrums every time we go to the stage. We are so scared, we are fearful, and there's a lot of things going on in our mind. But the first 3 minutes, you have to compose yourself, you have to compose your ideas, and if you can compose it in the first 3 minutes, which is usually the introduction of your speech or the introduction of yourself or the introduction of the event, then you can always make it. Okay, and don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to commit mistakes. Don't be afraid to to have this bad experience sometimes, because there is no such thing as failure, only learning experience. We are getting there. We will get there to a more pronounced way of public speaking, but nevertheless you have to try. You have to try to speak in a small group. You have to try to speak your mind, speak your ideas, and eventually become the public speaker that you want to be someday, one day. Okay, so mentorship. Mentorship is still one of the skill set that we need to develop for you to scale your business, for you to expand your business, for you to magnify your business. I know that there are a lot of unit managers, there are a lot of brokers who have a lot of agents under them, but most of these agents are not engaged, are not focused, do not understand what our business is until now because of the lack of mentorship. So great leaders develop more leaders. Do not be afraid to transfer your knowledge. Do not be afraid to train people. Do not be afraid to share your ideas. Do not be afraid, because great leaders develop leaders. Great leaders do not develop followers. Great leaders become great because they have developed, they have duplicate themselves in others. You can only call yourself successful if you see others succeed. Okay? So if you want to be an effective leader, always think, always add that in your goal that you need to have successful members. You cannot become a successful leader without duplicating yourself in others. Transfer your knowledge to them. Do not be afraid to coach them, to mentor them, to train them. Everything that you know, share it to them, because knowledge only shared. It will not, you will not lose knowledge. It's still there. It can only become multiplied. It can only be magnified if you are going to share that knowledge. So this is the last and the base of the effective leadership. This base is composed of the principles, the core values that you are using in your team. Okay, so when you are faced with challenges, when you are faced with difficulties, the core values will keep you on track as a leader. As a leader in Filipino homes, we have that policy that you can always go through for you to be on track in your decisions, in the principles. Those are guiding principles of effective leadership. So there are a lot of instances that our leadership will be challenged by negative agents, bad practice, malpractice, and your leadership will be challenged. Always go back to the core values. So what are the core values that you want your team to have? Do you want your team to say have that bad practice? We all know of real estate practitioners who malpractice the business. So say for example, you are giving your commission to your client. You are giving freebies to our client. Freebies is, I think, and I believe it's a malpractice. You are not giving a fair play to other players who cannot afford freebies like that. And giving your commission is unethical. It's unethical, and if I know of my team who is doing that, I will really tell them that it's unethical. I do not encourage that. It's a malpractice. It's you are not uplifting the business. You are not uplifting the industry. You are letting them see the industry as, you know, as something that they can negotiate a free, that they can just get their commission. But no, that's not the values that we want to develop in our agents, and it's not values that we want to they practice real estate. Another idea about responsibility. Train your agents to be a responsible practitioner. Say, for example, left and right, we are having a down payment. Okay, so the responsibility of the agent and your responsibility to train the agents as a leader is let your agents know so that they can inform their client that this is only for the equity. This is only for the equity. It's your responsibility to train your agents. Okay, ma'am, this is only 5,000 per month, but this is only for the equity. After 3 years, we're going to get a loan from a bank, and after that time, your expected amortization is this. This is a long-term business. We don't want to practice this 2 years, 3 years. After that, you lose your name. You lose your integrity. You did not explain it to your client properly. You have the accountability to your client to explain everything in detail. So don't let vague lines. Don't let something which is very important left unknown to your client. That's your responsibility. You don't make excuses for that. You just want to make a sale. That's why gidali-dali lang ang client. You just want to make a sale. That's why you did not explain it to our client. No, you will fail. You will fail eventually. And mind you, it's very hard to stand up if you lose your integrity as a practitioner. So make it a point to always be responsible of everything that you do. Do not shortcut. You will always be responsible and accountable to your clients. Okay? So create a culture of respect in your team, in the company. So we respect each other's opinion, we respect each other's point of view, and we want to cooperate for the good of everyone, for the general good, for the majority, not only for yourself. Okay, we have known of a lot of agents who always think about their self, and they rose to, you know, superstardom and all that. But eventually, if your core values is very poor, you'll really fall back where rock bottom. You will really lose your integrity, and that's very hard. It's very hard to stand back again if you lose your integrity. So respect your clients, respect your fellow practitioner, just like what was Andy was saying yesterday. You have to respect other people's client. You have to respect other people's opinion. You have to respect your fellow practitioner. You have to respect the people above you. You have to respect the developers. You have to respect everyone in the community. Respect is earned. If you want respect, you have to give respect also. Resilience. As a leader, as a practitioners, we are best tested in times of crisis, in times of difficulties, just like now. And I'm very, very proud of you guys. I'm very proud of everyone. I'm very proud of the company because we have proven our resilience. We are one of the very, very few who stand up very, very quickly and very, very strong. We have adopted fastly. We have innovated very fast in the very fast changing world of crisis. So now, amidst this crisis, in the face of difficulty, we saw the potential. We saw the opportunity to grow, to harness our people, our business partners' knowledge, to be better, to come out better after this crisis. So, resilience is sometimes a choice. You can choose to stay down there and just wait until everything is okay, or you can choose to pick up yourself, stand up, and bring your agents back to on track, back on the line, back on the business. This is actually just a test. Like 2 weeks ago or a month ago, we tried to test. Uston and I was talking about, oh, what happens if this crisis will last? How can our business partners survive? How can we help them? So instead of cutting costs and stepping back, we move forward head on, face the challenge, and try to penetrate the market. And it's very effective. You guys are now enjoying resilience in real estate because our company give the go signal, still give that culture that it is still the best time to engage. It is still the best time to learn. It is still the best time to continue doing what we are doing because the company face the challenge head on. So, and then we see cooperation in the team. We see teamwork. We see a lot of people doing what they can do in order to uplift everyone in the group. Also, let's not forget, this is the base among the base. This is the foundation among other foundations. This is the integrity. Your integrity can last as long as you live. So you have to be very careful. You have to protect your integrity, high moral, honest, and ethical practice. You have to protect that with all your might and at all costs. You don't barter your integrity. You don't compromise your integrity with 10 million sales, with 20 million sales. No, you don't do that. I am in this business and for 10 years, and I have experience handling 10 real estate agents. Then we grew to like 50 and 100, and now we are over 600 or 700 with around 50 brokers and unit managers nationwide. So how did we continue to grow? Because of the base. And the base is your principles. The base is your core values. Your agents will know that. Your business partners will appreciate that. There are a lot of instances that you can be tempted right and left temptations, but go back to your core values. Practice your core values because that will bring you on top. Always remember to protect your integrity. 10 years in the business, but not a single dent in my integrity. Not a single dent should be also in your integrity. They cannot question you and your integrity, your morale, your honesty, your loyalty. And you have to practice the best practices of the industry in general. So that's how you become the leader of the industry. Because as what I have said earlier, leadership is not a position. It's not something that you get because of your promotion. It's not something that you get because the company told you that you are the team leader. The company appointed you that you become the leader. The company appointed you that you become the unit manager. No. That You can be a leader in position, but not a leader in action. But the effective leadership is leadership in action. That's how you influence people to follow you. That's how you maintain the triangle of business. That's how you maintain your people strong. That's how you develop culture. That's how you promote skill set. That's how you change the mind of the people who are around you. All right, so this is, I think, the last of my slide. Decisiveness, the ability to make just decision quickly and effectively. Sooner or later, your business partner will fail you. Sooner or later, they can practice the wrong practice. Sooner or later, someone will get money from the client. Sooner or later, someone will get money from the company. Sooner or later, they will sway from the policy. They will sway from the practice. You have to be decisive. You have to know how to decide justly, fairly, for everyone, for the majority, not for your own good, not just for your own good. They could be, these people can be superstars. These people can be team leaders. These people can be the leader in your group. But once they commit mistakes, you have to be decisive and you have to be just in your decision making. So always remember to use your EQ and your IQ. Your IQ is your level of intelligence. So you can be very intelligent, you know everything, because everything is already at the click of our fingers. So we can know a lot, we can learn a lot, you can be very intelligent nowadays. But is your EQ level adequate enough to be successful? It has to be a balance of EQ, how you empathize on people, how you relate on people, how you understand them, plus your IQ, your level of intelligence will bring you so much success. So you have to balance that. And that's where influence comes in. The authoritative style of leadership is the one who is the all-knowing kind. The IQ is very high, then promotes authority. But it's not very applicable in the real estate industry. In the real estate industry, because this is a people industry, you have to know how to relate. You use your EQ more than your EQ sometimes, and you maintain the balance of the more intellectual intelligence in order for you to come up even stronger, to come up with good decisions, to come up good plans, action plans, to come up with the things that you need in order to continue the momentum of the team. So I think this is it. I've come up to the end of my presentation. So thank you very much for being with me this morning. And if you have questions, guys, we can entertain questions after our break. For breaks or Ma'am Saisa, Ma'am Jassy, and whoever is there with me.
So, Boss Azela, it was really very exciting learning today about leadership, and there are so many things to talk about. In fact, I can always recall when we started. Anyway, your discussion was really amazing, and a lot of people are learning how to be a good leader. And I've been talking to them. I mean, we've been already talking to this issue when we started Filipino Homes. We started Luterio 10 years ago. That when we go along, there will be some leaders that will really sway and really curb the values that we have stand in our company. And I always stand in my in my mission that the leadership is non-negotiable. We have to
Principles.
stand on our core values, that principles that we have to really be Filipino homes. And this is the reason why we're the number one, why we have the best agent. But sometimes there will be some people that will actually get tempted. Okay, and I always tell them, temptation will destroy you. Way back 2 years ago, there was an agent with Filipino Homes. She sold 1 billion, and still we managed to kick her out in our company because she's not doing. She is really doing something bad. So we cannot negotiate. Either you're a top notcher, you're a superstar. We had to really kick out this person. So that is Filipino Homes. So to all Filipino Homes agents watching out there, remember, when you join a business with Filipino Homes, it's a long-term partnership. We built something for you. Okay, we have the website, we have the brand, we have the vision. Was an agent, Dumaguete. She from Bacolod. When she went to Dumaguete, and the buyer was asking, "What real are you?" I am with Filipino Homes. Right away, the buyer never asked question, and because they believe that if you're a Filipino Homes agent, you're a trusted agent, you're a valuable agent, and you're an agent with integrity. So that is the value that we instill with all the agents today. And you just be, the agents that will be coming today with Filipino Homes will be so lucky because everything has been built. Okay, it took us 10 years to build this brand, 10 years to build the website, 10 years to get connection, 10 years to gather all information, and here it is. Everything is spoon-fed to all agents. You are just so lucky. Don't take advantage. Take opportunity. Take the opportunity because, some people take advantage and they lie. They become dishonest. Okay, so focus on the mission. Don't be comfortable. Everything is already there, okay, on the table. So all you have to do is just be honest all the time. Don't cut short transaction, as what Boss Azela told you. There are some agents, they want to close sale and they misinform. They don't give the right information just to close the deal. It's not Filipino Homes. Filipino Homes is giving the right information, even if it hurts them, even if they don't like it. We had to get information. And that's the same with selling with real estate. Before, so many people get angry with me, especially agents, way back 7 years ago. Why is it I am not selling Yuta, data? I'm the only broker that is so angry with that system. And people who sell Yuta, data, I give them resignation letter. Or you resign. You go to that developer, you sell it. I don't mind the commission. I even call the developer, don't send me the commission. Give it to the agent, considered resign. So remember, our value here is not about money. About the best agent in the world forever. Because real estate, the longer you are, the more, the better you are if you stick to the mission and vision of Filipino Homes. Filipino Homes was built to help so many agents. And you say, we're the only realty who send hundreds of people abroad in America. No other realty in the world. It's only in the Philippines. And we have record-breaking sales. We have, just last 3 nights ago, somebody wants to join. And we have a talk, and I asked them, so why are you joining Filipino Homes? I always ask them, so Mr. Luterio, the company is very known in the Philippines, and I want to join the Filipino Homes brand. It's so hard to join Filipino Homes brand. I always tell them, we had to qualify you. This is not just open for all. This is for open to people who have the integrity, who are honest, and who will respect our reputation. And that's how we have to value now. It's not easy to join Filipino Homes. We have to qualify because we have the fire, we have the system. So this is the time that we have to be very strict because the name is at stake. our future is at stake. If we bring people who don't have integrity, if we bring people who are scammers, who are lying, we cannot invite them here. You have to be responsible. Okay, so today's talk was really exciting, and later we're gonna talk. If you have some questions there, we have the wall there. You can ask, we can discuss, and this is an actual experience. Azela and I were the one who built Filipino homes. We got so many fights. We quarrel. We fight each other. But believe it or not, we fight for every agent. Okay. Anyway, boss, we would like to entertain if there's some questions. So for everybody who are watching out there, so if you have some questions, you can throw any questions so we can answer. Concerning about leadership, everything. Okay, so how do you manage such huge group all over the Philippines, from Cagayan, Davao, Palawan, Bohol, and how did you manage this all over the Philippines, and how did you cater their needs?
Number one, Boston. I visit the cities. I talk to the agents. I bring my unit managers so that we can go there, we can talk, and then we can also do expansion. Last 2019, we planned to scale the business, to make it big, to expand, and then to train also the agents. And then I also have a staff dedicated for the outside Cebu offices. So I have a staff who answers the needs of the agents
Okay.
who are outside Cebu. So I also have a Cebu-based staff dedicated for Cebu. So I also have an accounting staff. You cannot do it all. We all have 24 hours a day, and it's best to delegate something. You delegate the things that you can delegate, like updates. Some things like they're just going to ask who the developer is, what's the number of the developer, things like that. For new agents, that's very necessary, and that's very important for you to respond, especially for the new agents. Maybe for the old agents it's nothing because they're used to it, but for the new agents, you have to answer that. Things like that. The secretary does the thing, but I know that I think I'm doing something good, because even the new agents whom I do not know, whom I do not know well, I'm not very familiar with, they PM me. They reach out, so I think they're not scared of me. So I think I'm doing something good. So if I go to a city, and then I have 100, 200 attendees, and then you cannot talk to each and everyone, but you talk in general, and then maybe you have opened an environment of open communication that they feel welcome. So they will message you directly, they will call you, they will text you. So I love that, because I love the feeling that they know that I am open for them. They know that they can talk to me. So I love that feeling, and I want that feeling. They reach out to me. So it's I think a give and take thing, because they know that you're trying also your best to answer their needs. So in return, they are also reaching out to you. So it's a relationship. It's a matter of good relationship with the agents, whether or not they are near you or far from you, and the constant communication as well.
Yeah, I always believe that on your leadership, Boss Azela. That's the reason we've been talking that leadership is always an art of motivating a group of people to act toward and achieving a common goal. Correct, Boss Azela?
Yes, Boston.
And like Filipino homes, this can mean directing workers, our partners, colleagues, with a strategy to meet the company's team's goal. So that's the most important thing that we have to do.
When you join Filipino Homes has a plan for you. The remuneration prepared by the company is for you to level up. Don't don't be stuck up where you are right now. You have to make it a goal that you are going to step up on that ladder slowly, surely, and someday you are going to be the leader that your mind can conceive. Now, if you want to be a leader of 50 people in the real estate, you can do that. Over 100, you can do that. Over 200, you can do that. So it will all start in your mindset. So continue to train your mind on the bigger side of the business in real estate. And do not settle for less. This is a very big industry, and you can be as successful as your mind can conceive. So do not limit yourself to the little success that you are experiencing right now. Start small, yes, but always level up yourself. And by leveling up yourself, you can also level up your the people around you. You can level up your income. You can help a lot of people. You cannot help a lot of people if you are broke. If you want to help the people around you, your family, your relatives, the community, you have to be successful first. And to be successful is also to be financially successful. You cannot help if you are broke. Find that success in real estate. Level up, leverage, and develop your skills. Develop your skills. Train your mind to always be hungry for learning. Always endeavor to evolve, to innovate, develop, learn. Learn from the people around you. Learn from your experience. Learn from the trainings. Learn from the mentors that we have. And always practice the principles, the good principles in life, your core values, and you have to stick to that value because that value is your foundation as a person. That values is you, that makes you as a person, as a real estate agent, as a real estate practitioner. The value, the core values, and the principles. Always protect your integrity because this is a lifelong business. Protect your integrity at all costs. Do not ever compromise for something, very shallow. So always remember that this industry is also temptations, a lot of temptations, left and right temptations. But always go back to your core values. That's your foundation, and that's where bring you to the top. And once you are on top and your foundation is based on the core values, you'll never be shaken. You'll be shaken, but it's very strong. Your foundation is very strong. Okay, so that's it. You level up, you go to the top, but you develop first your core values. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, amazing.
See you at the top.
Okay, ending. Boss Azella. Okay, so leaders are born or made. So they always ask that. Okay, some leaders are naturally endowed with some leadership abilities. Okay, so always remember that one. So there are some leaders that are already in them, and they have those ability. So thank you very much. God bless you. Good noon, and more power to Filipino Home.